Hi, this is Melissa with Children's Corner with one last Katina for you to show you something that I made a few years ago. This particular Katina is about a size 6. My daughter was 7 years old going on 8, and I wanted to try to make her one last smocked dress. The other little girls at church had stopped wearing smock dresses for the most part at that age, and I wanted to make her another one. But I was afraid she wouldn't wear it. So I was looking at Katina and decided, well, maybe I could make it reversible, make one side smocked and one side not, and she would be able to wear it either way. So actually it turned out to be a really big success, and she wore both sides that whole summer. So this is the reverse side of the initial one that I had planned. It is gingham. Just wanted to show y'all just another option of something you can do. There are gonna be some instructions on the blog if you want to do a dress like this. This one is gathered on one side, and then the reverse side, which I'll show you in a few minutes, is smocked. There are a few changes that you would go about when you make this dress. I have my little instructions here that I've written out. Really the main difference is, with the pattern that we've been doing lately, what you do to begin with is you cut out your armhole curves and you stitch the sides, and then you go ahead and you stitch some bias around the armholes. Well, what we do on this is we cut the armholes, do the side seams, but keep this armhole curve unstitched. Then the next thing you go to do is stitch your yoke in place. You just follow the pattern instructions. So stitch your yokes, gather it to it, and I'm gonna do it the front and the back skirts. Then I'm also going to do it on the front and the back of the reverse side, which is the smock side, just following the instructions for how that is done in the computer, on the instructions. I can't talk. Anyway, and then after all of that is put together, you've got your front and your back of your outside dress and your front and your back of your inside dress. Then you put them inside each other, right sides together, and you stitch all the way around both yokes, armholes. Everything is a raw edge all the way around. I didn't mention that at some point you do stitch your straps to one of your back yokes. Anyway, it's a really pretty easy thing to do. I have written some instructions, and hopefully they'll be available on the blog very soon. Let me turn it over and show you what the other side looks like. You can see this side, the back looks just like the front, but if I take this off, this is what my other side is going to look like. Now, my buttons are backwards at this point, so I just need to take them out of the buttonholes. And I have buttonholes on the other side of my straps that I can put in here and make the dress look like this. I will tell you one thing on putting buttonholes on straps that are butted back to back like this. A lot of you may know that if you've made a reversible garment before where you have buttons back to back, it can be a little bit tricky to get it actually buttoned, just because you can't really bend the fabric like you would like to do. One thing that helps with that, it's not as easy as if you had just a single button, but it does help, is if you offset where you sew the buttons. So I don't know if you're even gonna be able to tell, but on this one, I'm a little bit more this direction to your left. And then on the bottom button, I've stitched a little bit this way. Now from the front, you can't tell that there's a button behind it. The stitches are a little bit under here. So if you just looked at the button, you couldn't tell, but they really are not exactly back to back. That makes it much, much easier to stitch them or to put the buttons into the dress. I'm gonna go ahead and button it up so you can see what this side looks like. The other thing with a dress like this is you do end up with one hem that is longer than the other, which is fine. This one obviously are some coordinating fabrics. If I can get it on this girl here. Coordinating fabrics, so I used some piping around the yoke that was the same as the other fabric for the dress. And if you can see down here, it does hang down about a ½ inch past the front dress. But it really did look like two different dresses and was a lot of fun to make and a lot of fun for me to get to see her wear. Anyway, just wanted to show this as an option for something you can do. Like I said, the instructions will be on the blog, and I'm always happy, all of us at Children's Corner are always happy to get questions about specific patterns or blog post, anything, any way that we can help y'all sew what you want to sew. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.